Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Peace, and in this space we break down serious financial topics into friendly and easy to understand bit-sized information. Today we are going to be talking about a question that often comes up or makes people confused, especially here in Lagos, Nigeria, and across Nigeria, to be honest, where building a future is like a top priority. What's the difference between saving and investment, and why does understanding the difference between these two things matter to you, or why should it matter to you? So some people might think saving and investment are interchangeable, right? But trust me, they are not, because confusing these two can really impact your financial goals. So let's get into it, clear up this confusion once and for all, so that we're all on the same page. So let's start with savings. What is savings in the first place? Think of savings as setting aside money that you intend to use in the near future. As easy as that. It is about security, it's about accessibility, having money at hand. When you save, your primary goal is to keep money safe and readily available for things like your short-term goals. Maybe you are saving up for that new phone, or you are planning a trip to Takwa Bay with your friends, or even all those unexpected expenses that I've always talked about on this page. Now secondly, think of your emergency fund. This one is very important, like I've always enunciated on this page. Having a savings buffer for emergencies like your medical bill or that car repair can really prevent you from going into debt. So ideally you should have 3 to 6 months cover for your emergency fund. So this is what one aspect of savings. Now you have those predictable expenses, things like rent, school fees, festive season. Spending often involves saving this money beforehand. Now the main idea of saving is for safety and liquidity. Your money is usually kept in a low risk account where it is easily accessible when you need it. It's just like in banking where money is categorized into M0, M1, M2, M3, and with M0 being like the most liquid of these four categories, and is easily converted to cash, which is more liquid, unlike when you invest your money in securities, which are harder to convert to cash, because now you have to start thinking of the market and selling it and getting who to buy it. But however, the downside is that your money typically doesn't grow much through savings alone. In fact, with inflation, especially the rate at which it is happening in Nigeria right now, the purchasing power of your saved money can easily decrease over time. But now that we've covered savings, now let's talk about investing. What is investing? We've talked about savings, we need to understand investing now. Investing is putting your money into work in assets with expected longer term growth, or money that is going to grow in value over time. So it's a longer game. You need to be focused on wealth building when you are investing. When you invest your money, you are essentially becoming a part-time owner of a company, maybe, or you are even lending your money with the expectation of earning returns. There are just different ways that you can put your money to work to get value for you putting your money in that place. The first one is to think of your shares, your stocks, buying ownership in a publicly traded companies. This is one way to invest. Or maybe you are lending money to the government or corporations, big corporations that need money. That is considered as bonds. Another way is mutual funds, people pulling money together and invest it in a diversified range of investments. That is mutual fund. Now you have your real estate, investing in properties which can appreciate in value and generate rental income over time. So there are different ways you can think of investing your money. And then you have agriculture, investing in farming and related businesses concerning food. Especially in Nigeria, we know that food is king every day, every time. But the goal of investing is to grow your wealth at a rate that really outpaces inflation. But the potential risk of higher returns comes with higher risk. So that is one thing you should have at the back of your mind for investing. The value of your investment can go up or down depending on the market conditions. So you find that typically investing requires a longer period and that willingness to ride out those potential fluctuations that will happen due to the market. Now that we've talked about the difference between savings and investments, I need to break down these two in a table so that it's easy for you to understand. For savings, the goal of savings is your short-term needs, emergency funds, security, while the goal of investing is long-term wealth building, outpaces inflation. Just think of it in that easy manner. Now risk in savings is lower because you are putting it in a low risk account, but then the risk in investing is higher because there are so many market forces that are involved in this place. Now we'll go to the returns. Obviously, because the lower the risk, the lower the return. The risk or the returns on your savings is usually lower than that of your investing. So there's usually higher potential for higher returns in investing. While the time horizon for savings is usually shorter, you find that you're having your treasury bills having short-term savings or investment options. But while treasury bills can be considered as a savings, it can also be considered as an investment. So that can be quite a unique perspective right there. But just know that the time horizon for savings is usually shorter, while that of investing is usually long term. And then you have accessibility. Obviously, like your savings, you have easy access to them. So accessibility, it is higher liquidity. The liquidity can vary because sometimes you cannot easily convert that stock you bought to cash because there's nobody to buy it easily like that. So just always have that difference at the back of your mind. Another way is to think of it like this: saving is like having cash in your wallet for those immediate needs, while investing is like planting seeds that you expect to grow over time. You can't plant yam today and expect to harvest it tomorrow, so it will take time. That is what investing is. Now, the question you should be asking is, why should you care about having this difference in mind? One thing is achieving your financial goals. If it is top priority for you, if your goal is to buy a house in a few years, simply saving might not be enough. So especially with rising property in Lagos, investing a portion of your money can really help you to achieve that goal faster rather than saving where your money is losing value. Another thing is combating inflation. As we talked about it earlier, inflation reduces the value of your savings, so investing in assets that grow with inflation helps you to maintain or increase your purchasing power over time. Another reason is building long-term security. For a comfortable retirement or to secure your family's future, obviously investing is essential. Like I talk about all the investment options on this page, it is all for my future, but relying on your savings alone might really reduce the value of your money long term. So you might want to consider having these two things in balance. Another thing is taking advantage of opportunities. Investment allows you to participate in growth of businesses and the economy, so generating you significant wealth over time. If you keep your money in the bank, you are getting nothing significant over time, so consider investing when you are thinking of it this way. Now, the reality is that a healthy financial strategy usually involves you both saving and investing. You need savings for your immediate needs and emergencies, and you need investment to work towards your long-term growth and building wealth. Let's say you are just starting or you have been confused all this while. Where do you now begin? First, you need to define your financial goals. What are you saving and investing for? Be very specific. Think of SMART when you are thinking of your financial goals. Assess your risk tolerance. Are you the one that is comfortable with the possibility of your investment going down? Because trust me, that comes with investing. You need to start small. You don't need a huge amount of money to begin investing. Many platforms allows you to invest small, save small. For example, you have your Bamboo, AfriInvest. These are platforms where you can invest in stocks, and they allow you to invest as low as 5,000 naira if you're in Nigeria, so the money is not much. Another thing is to educate yourself. Learn about the difference between the investment options and the strategies. There are a ton of resources out there, or you can even go through this page. I've done a whole deep dive on all this. Consider professional advice if you are one that is feeling overwhelmed by everything concerning money. Maybe you might want to consider booking a financial advisor to help you plan out all these things, because sometimes it can really not be that easy. Trust me, I know, but I had to learn everything myself. So there are many resources online. You can go online and you see all this information out there. Now, understanding the difference between savings and investment is really a fundamental step towards the control of your financial future. If you want to build wealth, you need to understand this. Remember that savings provides security, while investment offers you the potential for the growth of your money. By strategically putting your money in both places, you build a more resilient and a more secure future for yourself and your loved ones. Seriously, in Lagos here, things are not easy, so you need to have a good grasp on your finances. Now, let me know, what are your thoughts? What are your biggest questions about savings and investing? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel for more financial insights like this, and share it with anyone who you think might benefit or who is starting their financial journey. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my following videos. Bye.